Welcome, everybody. It is June 2nd, 5:30. Tonight's our first night of the Radiate monthly membership program. Tonight is all about energy and manifestation. That's what we're teaching for all of June. So as people start to stroll into tonight's class, I will be putting them up in the corner. I'll be describing how the class works and everything else tonight. So again, thank you for everybody who's showing up live. I know here in Vancouver, it's actually quite a nice day, which it has not been at all. So blessings for you guys for showing up live, because I got a lot of emails saying, "I'll watch the recording, hope that's great." So thank you again. So before I get started into how this will work and how the month is set up, I just want to take a second and thank you again and have huge gratitude. And this month is all about energy and manifestation. And like I wrote in a lot of my social media posts, this is actually my favorite topic ever to teach, and you'll see why in a second. Thanks, Andrea. Let me tell you how this is set up. So I'll be teaching for about 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. That part is recorded. Right now in the recording, they cannot see you. They can only see me. That's why my video is spotlighted, so they can't see anybody else. And if you guys type in some questions, I might refer to the questions as they come up, but then we'll be doing a live Q&A at the end for the last 5, 10, 15 minutes, if there are any. A lot of times when I teach this topic, there aren't a ton, but maybe there'll be some, I don't know. And then just to remind you how the Radiate monthly membership works, this recording will go on my website tomorrow. And then you can rewatch the video. And then every Sunday, I will post homework. And the nice thing about this program, and I know a lot of people have joined it who aren't here live, are people that have studied with me for years. And the nice thing about this, they were emailing me why they're joining it, is because they keep a tap on the work I do, but they don't have to dive in deep if they don't want. They can stay more on the surface, or you can dive in super deep. It's totally up to you. And that's the whole idea of the monthly membership. You can do it as deep as you want or as surface as you want, and the work is there. So, and every month I teach a different topic. So this month is energy manifestation. Next month, if I'm not mistaken, is embodiment. And you will see how every month rolls into the next. You can join me for 1 month, all of them. I'm not fast, so welcome. If anyone is driving, you will not do the meditations, obviously. And if you're not driving, let's just scroll into meditation. So go ahead and close your eyes. And just as your eyes are closed, just center your body into your breath. With your eyes closed, just deepen into the exhale. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, shoulders soften. Inhale, chest, belly, abdomen lifts. Exhale, let your hips, thighs, and buttocks sink into the floor. Inhale, a low, slow flow in. Exhale, a long, slow flow out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Your breath, body, and mind will form a cadence, like the ocean wave, just rising and falling. And allow your breath, body, and mind to become one. It's completely normal, no matter how long you've meditated for the mind to be in chatter mode. Maybe you're thinking what you're gonna have for dinner, or maybe you're thinking what's coming up, or maybe you're thinking what happened today. Every time that occurs, try to bring your awareness back into your breathing. Just that gentle nudge of the awareness going from whatever it's thinking about into the breathing, just that pull is actually meditation. Keep that breath low and slow, calm and easy, deep and relaxed. As a group, exhale together and inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that low, slow flow of breath in and out like a rhythm. If the thoughts keep wandering, just imagine you're sitting outside on a beautiful blue sky day. staring up at the sky. And you might notice that there's blue sky and then there's clouds. Every thought that you don't want is a cloud. Just look at the cloud and just escort it out of your vision. Don't push it out, just gentle. And as you exhale, that cloud will start to leave your vision. And then you will come back to the blue sky. Inhale, belly rises. And exhale, belly falls. Take about 4 or 5 more slow breaths on your own. Taking all of your focus inside. Leaving all of your day behind you. And bringing all of your attention to tonight's class, knowing that it's recorded and knowing you can watch this 1,000 times. But knowing that meditation might be something super simple for you or it might trip you up. It doesn't matter. It's never easy and it's never hard. It's just different every time. After a few more breaths, when you're ready, gently open your eyes. You can take a stretch if you want and come back to Bright Room. So welcome, everybody. So tonight is energy manifestation, like I said, and I'll be teaching, like I said, because I know a few people joined in a minute later. So I'll be teaching for about 45 minutes to an hour. Just me is being recorded, just so you know right now, if your video is on or off, doesn't matter. I'm the only one being recorded because I'm spotlighted. And then after about 45 minutes or however long I take to teach what I wrote down, I'll do Q&A live, but I won't record that. That's only for the people who are live. So lucky you guys. Awesome. Okay. So what we just did was a really short centering meditation, took 5 minutes. A big part of everything I teach is centers around meditation, but meditation is not about having a quiet mind. Meditation is about almost having a lasso to your thoughts to bring your thoughts back into the present. And you will see why by the end of the class, the reason that's so important, okay? Now, I've been studying this work for 2 decades and really diving into it personally for about a decade. So I'm super excited to share this work with you. And I've been teaching this for so long. I love this work. It jazzes me up. I know I sound weird, but this is by far my favorite thing to do in the world is to teach and to help people move through their stuff. Just really briefly, so you understand where I started from. Like when I was 25, I graduated medical school. 28, I got quite sick. And I was falling, or 28, I got married. 29, I got quite sick. And my mind wouldn't shut off. It was like nonstop speed. So everything I am teaching you tonight, everything I will ever teach you, I practice. Every day I practice something, okay? So I'm not sitting here as a teacher who's read 1,000 books. I'm sitting here as a person who used to be in chronic pain and who lived through lots of health issues and lots of emotional issues and only healed them through herself. And I do this work every day on myself, guys. So I hope everything I share helps. And if you get stuck, ask questions. And I've helped thousands and thousands of people. That's what I do. And I hope this helps you guys too. So like I said, this is some of my favorite stuff to teach. So welcome. First thing I want you to understand. Okay, guys, we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. That is a lot of thoughts. And the thing about these thoughts is that they're on repeat. There's like a certain content of the thoughts that keep spiraling. Okay. So for example, if one of your thoughts is I'm not good enough, it could come up as I'm not good enough, or another minute it might come up as I suck, or another minute it might come up as I'm not worthy, or another thought it might come as I've done something wrong. And so we have these looping of thoughts, and they're not unlimited. There's 40 to 60,000. And when you start to look at them, you'll start to realize a lot of them are on repeat on shuffle. Now, our thoughts can be divided, as most of you know, into our conscious thoughts and our subconscious, unconscious thoughts. The conscious thoughts are the thoughts that we actively think. The subconscious ones are the ones underneath the surface that you can't quite see are there. All of personal development is about bringing up the subconscious thoughts and healing them and putting a flashlight on them so they're not running your life. And I'll teach, that's a lot of the work I teach people is how to bring that up. The other things that run our thoughts are not just our conscious and subconscious. I'm going to add to that list. It's also our ancestry, which could go into the subconscious, and also our DNA, our family of origin. Okay. So the longer you're doing this work, you'll eventually jump into your ancestral stuff, your DNA stuff. And so, you know, I have a huge chunk of my clientele base that are East Indian because that's my background. or a lot of people that are like East Indian, Afghanistani, Pakistani, whatever. You don't have to be from that culture at all. But I do have a chunk of those clients. And the reason is because there's certain neural pathways that I have that they can all relate to. Now, I also have a ton of my clients are women because I'm a woman. A ton of my clients are men because as a woman who became a doctor at 25, I've got a very strong male brain. So a lot of us turn to other teachers because we can see ourselves in them. Okay. But I can sit here with somebody in front of you who totally can tell you that your DNA and your ancestry also affect you. Now, most of these thoughts and patterns that we have, these 40 to 60,000 thoughts that are on repeat or on shuffle, a lot of these run our day-to-day life. And most people come to me because they're tired of them running them. They're tired of feeling shame. They're tired of feeling grief. They're tired of feeling anxiety. And here's something I'm going to tell you. There is a place inside of you where there is no anger. There is no shame. There is no unworthiness. There is no fear. There is a place inside of you, and it resides right here in your heart, that holds none of that. And all of Energy and Manifestation Month is about finding that spot. And all the work you do until the day you die will be about finding that spot. And that spot, you can describe it as a still space, a place of ease, a place of centeredness, a place of love, a place of awe. It's what we all want. Here's the next thing I'm getting guided to tell you. Everyone wants everything because they think they're going to feel better when they have it. Everyone. So why do you want a Rolls Royce? Why do you want a car, a big house? Why do you want a hot wife or husband? It is because you think when I have that, I will feel X, Y, Z. And what everyone in the world wants, the X, Y, Z is all the same. I want to feel better. I want to feel joyful. I want to feel centered. I want to feel happy. And when you start to understand manifestation deeply, you start to understand that by accessing those emotions, you get to manifest whatever you want. We're going to get there in a bit. Don't worry. What I want you to understand is everything everyone wants is because they think that by having that, they will feel better. So I know this might sound dumb, but somebody might say, I want to go get a toke. Why do you want to toke marijuana? Because I'm going to feel better. Well, I want to go have a drink tonight. Why? Because I'm going to feel better. I want to go meet the love of my life. Why? Because I want to feel better. And a lot of this month's work, a lot of this month and the next few months of working with me is going to be about how do I feel better right now? And when you understand manifestation, when you start to feel better right now as you are, then those other things will start to happen. Again, I'm going to get to that in a bit. I'm going to get there. Okay, next concept. I have a bunch of concepts written out. Next concept I want you to understand is a thought, the 40 to 60,000 of them we have, create an emotion. And the emotions we have create thoughts. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So if I start thinking, I suck, I suck, I suck, the emotion I have might be, I feel not worthy, I don't feel enough. Then the thought I might have is, oh yeah, my hair's awful. Then the emotion I have is, I don't feel worthy. And the thought I have is, I'm too fat. And it becomes like a cycle. And most of you know that. Thoughts and emotions are cycles. And what comes first is like a chicken or egg. Okay. But the easiest way to break thoughts and emotions, actually not up thoughts. It's 100% easier to break thought and emotion piggybacking through the emotion. And that's a lot of what I'm going to teach you tonight. So before I go any further, I'm going to get you guys, hopefully a pen and paper. I forgot to tell you guys have that. If you have pen and paper, great. If not, you can do tonight's work without pen and paper. I'm going to put up a list of emotions in just a few moments. Y'all are going to look at them, and I want you to write the top 3 emotions that you go to the most, okay? In a second, I'm going to share my screen and show them to you, okay? Now, before I show them to you, I want you to understand something. We have these neuropathways, okay? Dominant emotions. If anyone has seen a 1 or 2 or 3-year-old running around, they have a very thick neuropathway of joy and freedom and love, typically. Then when you see a teenager, I have a teenager, there's other emotions, frustration, annoyance, whatever, right? But we have access to all of them. We have access to all these emotions, okay? By the time you're 10 to, well, not 10, by the time you're about 15 to 20 years old, you have 3 or 4 that are your dominant one. Everybody who's on the call today is over 15 to 20. So when I put up the list, I just want you to write down the top 3 or 4 emotions that you are. If you want to type them into the chat box, feel free to. If you don't, that's cool too. So let me share my screen. And then you will do this exercise. 1 second here. Okay. There we go. That should work. Okay. So on the screen, you can see there's a bunch of emotions. Just glance at it. I'm going to read them slowly. Now, the way this list is set up, you can't, I should show you this. This is the emotional guidance scale by Abraham Hicks. Okay. But the way the screen is set up, I can't show 1 to 22 because it's just typed the way it's typed out. So number 1 is joy, appreciation, empowered, freedom, and love. Then I'll read the rest. Okay. And all I want you to do is as you look at these, I read them out loud. I just want you to grab the ones that are your dominant 3 or 4, and please do not judge yourself. Okay. Joy, appreciation, freedom, love, empowerment, passion, enthusiasm, happiness, positive expectation, optimism, hope, contented, bored, pessimistic, frustrated, overwhelmed, disappointment, doubt, worry, blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, rage, jealousy, guilty, unworthy, insecure, fear, grief, depression, despair, powerless. I'll leave it up for a few minutes. I read them really quickly. All I want you to do is glance at them. Just be honest, please, because you're only going to get something out of these classes if you're honest with yourself. What are your main 3 or 4 you go to? Just write them down. If you want to put them in the chat box, feel free to. You don't have to. This is just for yourself. So I'll give you guys 1 or 2 more minutes. Just glance at it. And don't worry, this is on the recording. I'll put the list separate I want to call it Shobi. It's not Shobi, it's Kajabi, into my website. Take another minute and just write down what your top 3 or 4 are. And please, everybody, do not judge yourself. I'm begging you. All right, I'm going to stop sharing because I think most of you guys are done. Yeah, they're saying stop sharing. Okay, perfect. All right. So hopefully you had a second to write down. Okay, and some people wrote down 14, 11, 7. Good numbers, great. Just the numbers are perfect. And there's nothing right or wrong. So if that person had written down 22, 20, and 18, that wouldn't be right or wrong. Okay, it's just to be aware. So what, I'm not going to use names just for privacy. So what that person just wrote down is that she has a lot of 14, 11, and 7. Somebody else just wrote down, I have a lot of 4, 14, and 7. And actually, I'm curious what 14 is. I got to look back here for a quick sec here. But what I want you to see, okay, that makes sense. What I want you to see is there's no right or wrong. Now, something I kind of alluded to. By the time you're 15 to 20, these are the dominant ones. And this is the deal. If you do no personal work, and y'all are here, so you're here for personal work. If you don't do personal work on yourself, the emotions you have dominantly by the time you're 15 to 20 will actually run the rest of your life. Okay? It's why most people's lives are the same as their parents, because their neural pathways in their 15 to 20 are pretty identical to their parents, because that was or whoever raised you. Okay? And whatever reaction you had to them. So if you want to change your life, you have to start to build other neural pathways. And I will tell you, every single one of those emotions I had on the list a minute ago, y'all have access to. Every single one of you. They're just not practiced. Okay? And the more you practice them, the easier it gets. But if you don't build them, then what will happen is, I know a lot of people have the emotion of worry or anxiety or anger. Then that goes into your body. It creates an illness, and or it creates money issues, relationship issues, health issues, issues with kids, whatever. But you don't want to spend your entire life in those emotions. Again, you'll hear me 1,000 times. The emotions are not wrong and they're not right. They're just emotions. Emotion is energy in motion. The next thing I want to remind you, and tonight's class is really packed with information, so please forgive me. Our soul chooses our path. All right, say it differently. Our soul chooses our parents. So as a result of our parents and our childhood experience, that's why you have your dominant emotions. I'll say that again. The dominant emotions you have when you're 15 to 20, or even the age you are right now, especially when you're 15 to 20, if you've done no personal work on yourself, is because of your childhood of origin. No judgment. Your soul chose them. And the reason your soul chose them was to heal them. Okay? Our souls want to build the upper neural pathways of joy and love and freedom and optimism. You'll hear why in just a minute. That's what our soul is wanting us to do. But we have to heal the stuff, the crap we picked up from our family. Pretty simple, right? Very simple. So when it comes to healing, The next thing I want you to understand is, remember that list I just showed you? Number 1 was joy, love, empowerment, and freedom. You have a very large neuropathway in your brain. I want you all to visualize it right now. A neuropathway from your brain to your body, a very large one, a very, very thick one of love. Each of us have it. Love, gratitude, appreciation, joy. That is actually the neuropathway that each of us was implanted. Back when I used to be a doctor, I used to deliver babies, and I've delivered babies that cry. But when I would see them like a week after or 6 weeks after, they're the cutest little things. And all babies and young children, before they're exposed to our crazy world, their dominant emotion is love. The dominant emotion is joy. So I want you to imagine you have a big ass, sorry for swearing, you have a big emotion, a big neuropathway of love. And the only reason you write number 1 down on your list, and it's okay, guys, this is work. It's always work. Because you're going to go back and do this exercise again in 2 years and be like, oh, it's changed. It always changes. But by increasing the big neuropathway you're born with of love, joy, and empowerment, your life will change. It cannot not. Okay? Because this is the deal. We have 2 voices. Our mind that chatters 40,000 thoughts a day. Then we have another voice, our intuitive voice, our spirit voice, the voice of love, the voice of our divine, the voice of our soul, the voice of our knowing, the voice of our truth. That's the quiet little voice, that little whisper, that intuitive little whisper that's always there. It'll say to you, hey, this is your person, this is your person, this is your person. Or it'll say, take this job, take this job, take this job. It'll say, go to sleep, take a nap. It's gentle, it's repetitive, and it's soft, and it's full of love. The only thing is it's soft and it's loving. It doesn't yell like your mind. And that's the crazy thing. You have to quiet your mind to hear this intuitive voice. And if we only listen to that voice of love, then your life would be purely miraculous. But that's not why we came into the human body. We came into the body to heal these stories and these constructs that we picked up from society and family, to return to love, to find our way back to love, to heal them, to forgive. And we're going to get into all that stuff shortly. So I didn't say this, but if there's questions, feel free to type them in if there's something active. Otherwise, I'll do a Q at the end, like I said. So we're not meant to be in joy and love and peace all the time. We're not. We're supposed to be in and out of it. Okay. What would your life look like? Just think about it for a second. Just close your eyes for a sec. If you're not driving, close your eyes. What would your life look like if one of your main emotions all day was ease, love, joy, and peace? Just imagine that. How amazing would that be? All I'm feeling is ease and love. Oh my God, right? Wouldn't that be incredible? Open the eyes if you haven't. Now, here's the deal. When you start studying this work and start applying this work, there's only 2 reasons that you're not in ease and love and joy and peace all the time. Some of you, especially those, I know some people who are going to watch the recording might not like me. There's only 2 reasons you're not in ease, peace, love, and joy. If you know this work, if you've studied enough, only 2 reasons. Number 1, you're either lazy, that's a joke, and I say it with love. You're either lazy and not using your mind to direct. But the thing is, most of us don't know the work, right? So that's why y'all are here. So either you're just being lazy, or number 2, it's a shadow that's running the thing. I'll get into shadows in just a few minutes here. But it's only one of 2 reasons. You're not directing, or it's a darker energy that's taking over. I'll explain what I mean before the end of the class. But tonight's class is going to be a lot about how to direct it. And it's going to be a lot of the first couple of weeks of homework. It's about learning to direct. Okay, because these first few weeks of the homework that I'm going to be giving you guys, how do I increase that energy of love? How do I make that louder? How do I feel more happy? How do I feel more joyful? And on the homework and on Facebook groups and all that stuff, I'm going to be giving you guys homework. And this is the deal. If you don't do the homework, guys, I love you all, but I'm not attached. You will be doing this for you. It is the gift you're giving you. It's not for me, it's for you. And you're here because you want change. I can tell you until I'm green in the face how to make the change, but I cannot apply it to your brain. Only you can. Okay. But the thing is, when you start to do it, it starts to happen. So this is what's going to happen. If you actually apply what I'm going to say, You're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to feel better. It doesn't work. It does work. You got to apply it again. That's the nature of it. It's the nature of it. But the more you do it, the more you're going to have steady ups. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. And these little dips, people say all kinds of things from your ego getting in the way to just like, trial, it just happens. It's part of the mind. If you understand the physiology behind the mind, you'll understand that's just the anatomy, how it works. It has to happen. But if you trust me and you give us just a little bit of work, because I'm teaching what a zillion other teachers teach. I'm not teaching anything completely brand new. We all teach the same stuff, but packaged differently. What I want you to understand is if you actually do the work actually works. So here's technique number 1. Get general. Probably the most important technique I'm going to teach you tonight, but it's a very important technique. So there's general thoughts and specific. General thoughts slow down with momentum and make it easier to think thoughts of love. Specific thoughts speed things up, but actually make it harder, especially if you're not practicing this. So a general thought is I'm a 5'6" woman with black and brown hair. General thought. Specific thought is I have 3,000 eyelashes or eyebrow hair. I've got 6,000 black hair and 4,000 colored hair. I'm joking when I say that, but there's general thoughts versus specific. General, if you just think general thoughts, it's so much easier to feel better. So I'll give you a couple examples and close your eyes if you want or keep them open, but take these thoughts into your heart. I am born with a soul. That soul loves me. I am here with a purpose. I am here in a human body. There is a sky that I can look at every day. Some of those days, there's a beautiful sun in the sky. And man, oh man, those are glorious days. And other days, I love the rain. It keeps me cocooned and warm. And I am just lucky to be alive. Every thought I said was general. Every single thought. Nothing specific. I didn't say how much money out of my bank account. I didn't tell you a story about my trauma. I just made general thoughts. And I guarantee you $1,000 bet. If you just think general thoughts, you're going to start to increase that neuropathway of love. Because general thoughts, like I'm a 5'6" woman, doesn't say how much I weigh, doesn't say how many inches I've got. Whew, that's pretty light and easy, right? And it's so much easier to think general thoughts and to get that emotion of love happening. Second technique, observe your thoughts. Because this is the deal. Here's my son's calculator. If this was the thought that says, oh, Divvy, you haven't made dinner tonight, which I didn't make. I was in sessions and then was prepping for tonight's class and whatever else. So I picked up my son dinner, my husband are going out later. So if this is the thought, I can have the thought like this. And then if I had the thought like that, like I am that thought, then I think, oh God, you suck, oh suck, oh suck. And that emotion would come in. Or if I observe the thought, it doesn't run my brain. And then I would have like, oh, look, I'm observing the thought that says I didn't make dinner. Cool, but I made dinner yesterday and the dinner before and the day before. Do you see how I can almost like not argue with it, but it doesn't run my brain? So observing your thought gives it space. So here's different words to observe your thoughts. I see that I'm thinking, da, 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 da. I can observe that my thoughts are saying this, okay? In this very, very, very amazing book, and the title will come into my head in a second. It's not coming in right now, which is fine. It talks about how there's a gap between an event and a response. The gap between an event and a response is the most important gap in your life. So something occurs and then we respond. This can get louder, and the bigger it gets, the more we can change our response. But what we're busy doing is all day responding to the events, responding to our thoughts. Okay, so remember, so technique number 1, get general. Technique number 2, observe your thoughts and observe your patterns. Technique number 3, meditate. Okay, the more you meditate and quiet your mind, the more it's easier to set up that neural pathway of love. I got to tell you guys, every teacher teaches meditation. And there's a reason. We're all crazy. No, We're teaching meditation because meditation works. Meditation is well studied to slow down the mind. If you slow down your thinking mind, then you can increase your intuitive mind, your mind of love. Then you decrease your fear, you decrease your worry, you decrease your anxiety and your anger. But if you have to be willing to put in the work. So having said all that, I'm going to jump into meditation. Then I'll take you back into teaching. If there's any questions, feel free to type them in, or they can wait until we get there. So this is a little bit longer meditation than I taught at the beginning. So again, if you're driving, pull over or do this after. Go ahead and close your eyes. With your eyes closed, settle into your breathing. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Inhale, slow breath in. Exhale, long breath out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue a low, slow flow of breath in and out, just like the ocean wave. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. If you've never done it before, place one hand on your belly button and one hand on your chest wall. And with each breath, notice which hand is moving more. Think deeply about the hand on the belly. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, belly lifts. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, belly falls. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, belly lifts. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, belly falls. Keep a low, slow flow of breath in and out, just like the rise and fall of an ocean wave. Keep your breath as your focus, and if your mind wanders, no big deal. Just think of those beautiful clouds on a sunny day like today. Just watch the clouds drift by. And as soon as you're aware, come back and join me in the meditation. And just the act of trying that is meditating. With your eyes closed, let's go on a little journey together. On your next breath, invite yourself into a very special place. This may be a place in your own home, or maybe it's a place in nature. The most important thing about this place is that you're safe and comfortable. Comfortable and safe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Start to notice all the things about this place that make it feel safe and comfortable. Notice the colors. Smell the aromas. Feel the air as it crests against your skin in your safe and comfortable place. Start to notice everything about the place that makes you feel safe and comfortable. This is a place in nature. Are there trees? Is there a waterfall? If this is your own home, is there a couch, chair? What do you see? Notice all the details. Can you see yourself in this scene? Can you feel safe and comfortable? What's the temperature? Is it summer, winter, spring, fall? How old are you? How young are you? What are you wearing? in your safe and comfortable place. Just take 5 or 10 more deep, slow breaths. Now you look at the scene, I want you to notice, is there anything that needs to be added to make it feel more safe and comfortable? Is there anything that needs to be removed? What to make the changes? Breathe. Put yourself back. There you go, in your safe and comfortable place. Beautiful. Take a few more breaths here. Place your hand on your heart. Check in how you're feeling. Take a few more breaths. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. If anyone is brave enough or open enough just to type in what they're feeling, that'd be awesome. If not, that's totally cool. I want you to share something. I want you to understand something about meditation. Meditation is the only technique. I'm going to say it differently. I said that wrong. It's the fastest technique to increase your parasympathetic nervous system. When your parasympathetic nervous system has gone up, you do the opposite of fight or flight, and it calms you down. It keeps you in the center, and that increases this neuropathway of love. Somebody just read in that they feel calmer and lighter, and we only meditate for maybe 5.5 minutes, 6 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. I mean, most meditations I teach are 20 or 30 minutes that I practice are longer. But I often, when I teach classes, teach smaller ones. Awesome, somebody else they feel at peace. So that's the work, is it does work. And if you do it, you're gonna start to get a stronger neuropathway of love. See how it works? Because if your breath is your gift, your breath is your connection between you and the divine, you and your spirit, you and your soul. And by taking slow, deep breaths meditation, you connect. Now, in the month that I'm going to teach on embodiment, I'll teach you other techniques besides meditation, like nature and different things, music. Everyone's different. But meditation is the easiest you can do at home. Sit down in a corner, throw on a meditation tape, or just do it quietly. But, if you've got hiking boots and can get into nature, great. It just takes me longer to do that. So, a lot of the stuff I teach is how do you do it in the car? How do you do it after a meeting, right? Slow, deep breaths. And the more you do that, the more you're going to increase in your pathway. So I'm going to rewind for a second. Remember we talked about getting general, having the observer mind, meditation. Another technique I'd love you to start to practice. When you think of those general thoughts, think of thoughts that don't have you wobble. For example, one thought that if I want to feel really good, if I want to feel really, really good, I'll tell you what I do. I go look at my dog. My dog is like my favorite thing in the entire world. Or I'll watch dog videos. I know it's crazy, right? Somebody else might be cat videos. Somebody else might be baby videos. The thing is, somebody else it might be nature. Somebody else it might be skiing videos, right? It doesn't matter what it is, but you want to find something that creates that peace, that centered, and that calm. And the more you do that, I want you to picture your mind and your brain increasing that neural pathway of love. And this is the thing, you have all day, 16 to 18 hours you're awake. And remember what I said earlier? If you know the work and aren't doing it, it's either because you're lazy or it's a shadow, okay? But this entire month is about undoing the laziness. It's about activating you guys to start working with your mind. Get general. Think about your dog. Observe, oh, look, I'm thinking a thought that I suck. As soon as I think that I suck, that thought isn't here, it's out here. It loses its power over me, okay? So take a breath. Breathe. Okay, let me tell you why I'm teaching all this work. Okay. Because I love it, but above and beyond it, everybody wants to feel easy, everyone wants to feel happy, everyone wants to feel peaceful. It's just the way of the world. This is the deal though. You vibrate like this all day, every day. And what comes into your experience is an energy match to whatever you're vibrating. Most of us have heard that. Okay. The only thing is we bring things in and we're like, wait a second, I wasn't thinking that thought. I didn't really want that. And I get it. And I'll give you some examples in a second of things that come in that you're like, huh? But I wasn't vibrating that. Thing is, the universe isn't hearing your thoughts, they're hearing your vibration. So one of the whole points of this first few weeks of spending time with me in energy manifestation, how do I increase that neuropathway of love? Because here's the deal. If you're always putting out love, guess what's going to happen? Everything you want is going to show up. Everything. 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 But how do you train your mind to only think love and thoughts? It takes a lot of work. You're not supposed to do it all the time. But what we emit is exactly what we get back. I'm going to give you guys a couple examples of things that people get they don't want. And people are like, well, why did that happen? So let's just say I saw a client today who said to me, but Divi, she's a widow, about in her early 60s. She's looking for a new partner, right? Husband died a few years ago. She's like, why do I always get men that are married, right? Or have, and so I'm the other woman. And so she doesn't actually put out in the universe, I want to be the mistress. She doesn't put that out. But what she is putting out, and not going to use her name, obviously, is that she's not worthy. She has this deep, deep, deep from her ancestral past about not worthy. And guess what she's going to get back? I'm not worthy. See how it works? How it shows up, though, is a guy who's got another wife. Got it? So always pay attention to what's coming in, because it's an 100% vibrational match to what's inside of you. There's never a mistake. It's annoying. The hardest thing to figure out is what are you putting out that's creating it? That's the hardest thing. Because it's like, I didn't ask that person to cheat on me. Huh? But when that kind of thing happens, let's just jump there because I said it. If you're always bringing in girlfriends or boyfriends that cheat on you, almost always it's because within you, you have a not worthiness thing going on. Or you're like, love me, love me, love me if I'm worthy. And then they're going to prove to you that you don't feel worthy because that's dominant in your vibration. When you change your vibration, that stuff changes. It's the coolest thing about the work. When you change the thought that you're not worthy, you no longer will bring in people who cheat on you. It's super, super simple. But now let's go into the 5 steps of manifestation. And I know this is very text heavy. I know it is, guys. And I apologize for that. But energy manifestation is something I typically take like a month or 2 of live workshops to teach. So let's try and condense into an hour plus stuff I put on over the month. So it's a pretty intense 1 hour. So forgive me. Wait, jumping. How do we manifest? There are 5 steps according to the Abraham work. Number 1, we ask. You don't have to think about that. You ask all day, every day. I want $500. I want $1 million. I want a partner. I want to feel good. You ask. Step 2, the universe gives it automatically. Step 3, you have to allow it to occur. What you just did in meditation was you practice your body getting into allowing. Step 4, you get better allowing. It becomes your more natural way of being. Step 5, when there's like something icky going on, you're not too worried because you know that this is moving you into something better. Okay? So the universe is actually energy particles. Manifestation is about those energy particles coming together. This is how it works. For whatever you want, better health, happier mood, better relationship, whatever, ask yourself, this is the thing I want. How am I going to feel if that materializes? And write that down specifically as you can. So let's just say you want 100 people in your next workshop. I'm making that up. How are you going to feel if you get those 100 people? I'm going to feel incredible. I'm going to feel worthy. I'm going to feel excited. I'm going to feel on fire. I'm going to feel alive. I'm going to feel worthy. Then feel that way right now in order to manifest it. That's how it works. Let's just say you want this partner. That's what you want. How are you going to feel? I'm going to feel incredible. I'm going to feel joyful. I'm going to feel empowered. I'm going to feel loved. Well, feel that way now. I want more health. How are you going to feel? I want my back to get better. Well, how are you going to feel? I'm going to feel alive. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to feel joyful. Well, feel that way now. That's how manifestation works. We have to feel that way so our energy body can get there so we can manifest whatever we want. And I can feel some questions coming up, so I'll get to those shortly. So I have a lot of cards written out here. So I'm just going to do a few more because some of these, this is a very dense topic, as you can tell. And I've got a lot of video series that I'm going to post on my website for those who are access this course, so you can watch it. There's a series I put together called Energy 101 that talks all about the energy you're emitting, the vibration you're putting out, and how to change that. And that's actually what the next, how I put courses together, guys. I put the class together, and then a day or two before the event, I actually sit down with these cards, and then I literally download what's got to be taught. And right now, so I just taught the last 6 or 7 cards. And so what my guides are telling me to do now is to actually slow down, because these next few cards are all in the Energy 101 video. So I'm not going to teach these, not because anything's wrong, but because I don't want this to be too content heavy and to have you guys go all that a lot of material. So I will post the Energy 101 video so you can watch those, so this isn't too content heavy. So we're going to do a couple, just 2 or 3 more things before I take Q&A. Okay, cool. All right, couple things. So you saw your list of your dominant vibration, okay? And in the Energy 101 videos, I talk a lot about momentum, and I really want you to listen to those, because I could do another hour. I could teach all night, but I will lose you guys or I'll bore you, and I don't want to do that, okay? Again, this is very content heavy. So the thing I want you to watch in the Energy 101 videos is the idea of momentum and how to break momentum, okay? And this is another thing I want you to understand. If I've got momentum going of feeling love, joyful, happy, then in a minute, I can go to feel anxiety. I can feel anger. But you have to learn how to break that momentum. It's in the Energy 101 videos that I'm going to ask y'all to watch. But the key is really about, where is my focus? Where am I directing it? Where am I directing my thoughts? Because I've got 40,000 of them. And all those thoughts don't suck. So how do I think thoughts more of love, more of freedom, more of ease? So the last few things I'm going to teach you before we take Q&A is the concept of affirmations and general statements, because how I work, guys, if you've never taken a class live with me, and I don't think anyone has who's live tonight, I teach with my non-physical energy all the time. And they tell me when you guys are tapped out, or I could keep going or whatever, and I'm hearing really loudly, they're tapped out. Not that you've taught too much or it's over their head. It's just the rest of the stuff is in videos. And if I went down there, not that I'd lose you, it'd just be too heady. And I want to keep you in your body. So a couple more things before I take Q&A. So you're going to start talking general. You're going to start observing your thoughts. You're going to start to think thoughts of love. You might even start meditating. Last thing I want to add is to have affirmations. Okay. Affirmations are a huge part. Okay. An affirmation like, life always works out for me. An affirmation like, things are always working out for me. An affirmation like, I've got this. An affirmation like, I'm surrounded by love. Because this is how it works. We have my little human body here. I've got all my non-physical energy around me, all supporting me, all full of love. And that energy of love wants me to plug into them more. The more we're plugged in, the more we're going to feel better. The more we're plugged in, the easier life gets. The more we're plugged in, the more we're going to build that neuropathway of love. The more we're plugged in, we can see fear, we can see worry, we can see doubt, but then we can hop to love. Okay? But in order to do that, we have to build love more. In order to build more love, you have to think general thoughts. You have to get off the topic. You have to work with thought momentum, which is the Energy 101 videos. And I'm going to also get you to sprinkle on the idea of affirmations. I am loved. I am supported. The universe has my back. I am loved. I am supported. That's my dog drinking water if you can't hear her. I am loved. I am supported. And if you keep saying that to yourself, you're going to feel more peace in your heart. If you keep doing this every day, guess what's going to happen? Your neuropathways will change from fear and worry and anger to love. I'll say one more thing before I take Q&A. I keep saying that. This is the last thing I'll say, I promise. So in this whole month, keep hopping onto the website, and I'll keep adding stuff as we go. Sunday, I'll add homework. Okay. And I'll add videos. And if you're on the Facebook group, I'll add some quick videos onto there too, because this is all about teaching you how to shift your energy, because it's the main thing I teach, how to shift your energy. It's my favorite topic to teach. Now, remember when I said at the beginning, if you know the work, but you're not practicing, it's either because you're lazy or because it's a shadow. Okay. Shadow work is something I teach a lot of. Let me define what shadow is. Shadow is a way that your mind runs the story, but it's back here. You know it's there, and it kind of whoop, whoop, and it shows up. Okay. How you heal shadows by bringing it forward, staring at it and loving it and understanding the story. Takes a lot of work. I've been teaching shadow work for over a decade, and I can tell you straight up, shadow work is best taught one-to-one or in groups because it's deep stuff. Okay. So I will do a little bit of shadow work in this month-to-month stuff, but I won't be going super deep. Okay. The reason is because I'm only going live once a month. Okay. And because of the depth of shadow work, that's beyond the scope of my monthly membership, just FYI. I'll be doing a bit of it, but not tons. If you want tons of shadow work, I've got an event coming up in July that's called the Dark to Light program. And I'm unveiling it, I think Monday or Tuesday next week. The website is being figured out right now. And that's a very deep healing. And I was saying to a few people today that in order to dive into shadow work, you have to have this neuropathway of love stronger. And you guys are here, so you're strengthening it. And as that gets stronger, then it's easier to dive into what's stopping you back here. So if that catches your drift, join me in July for that. That's a separate workshop, and I'll be sending out emails on that. I'll put it on the back page of this, see if they want to say anything else. And before I take Q&A, I want you to close your eyes. Put your hand on your heart, and I want you to say an affirmation like this to yourself. I am capable. Love is available for me. My dominant emotion can be love. My dominant emotion can be peace. I know it's going to take a bit of work, and I know I can do it. And go back into your belly breathing. Slow breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in, slow breath out. And just check in. How am I feeling now? Before I move into Q&A, check in how I'm feeling. And before you open your eyes, ask yourself, what is my willingness to do the work? What is the willingness I have to get general? What is the willingness I have to meditate? What is the willingness I have to observe my thoughts? What is the willingness I have to pet my dog and feel love? Because my willingness to do that is my willingness to change and heal my life and my story. Take a few more breaths. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Awesome, guys. I'm going to hit stop record, then I'll answer any questions, and then we'll take a wrap in a second. So one sec here.